Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Here we go.
It's
Thursday, January 18th.
Wait.
So you're not making fun of you're not making fun of me.
No. I when you say it, and I've said it back to you a couple of times, you go, well, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. Here we go. Yeah,
but I don't think you know you're saying here we go because it's such a natural reflex.
Yeah. Sometimes it just happens. Sometimes, yeah, I'm just saying, here we go. It's just a natural, always. I'm always on autopilot with some of this stuff.
Don't be on autopilot on the roads today, though.
Definitely not. It is a little treacherous. We did get some snowfall, and it's still kind of falling right now as you start your day.
Yeah, it is.
Yep, falling again.
I can see it.
It stopped for a little bit.
It did.
We got a couple inches already, and I think that's going to continue. 1 to 3 inches possible today. High 24 later tonight. We got cloudy skies and some more snow. The big thing that we need to be keeping our eyes on or watching is a winter storm watch that's in effect starting 10 p.m. tonight all the way until 7 a.m. Saturday for most of the entire area. They say I've seen everything from 8 to 12 inches of lake effect snow. If we'll get that much, we don't know, but I guess watch out for it.
Yeah.
You can also watch out for closings, cancellations, and delays. They're at WSJM.com and the WSJM app. They're brought to you by our friends at Kepner's Precision Auto Crafters. Only a couple. Benton Harbor area schools closed this morning, and then also Bridgman Public Schools on a 2-hour delay. So just keep that in mind. Other schools, you got to go back to school today, kids. Sorry, that's 6 days off of school. Between the weekend and the holidays and the snow days, it's time for you to go back.
Fine.
It's also time to find out what's happening in the news. WSJM News is brought to you by our friends at Cornerstone Alliance. See GoMichigan.com, Cornerstone Alliance.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. The State of Michigan Cannabis Regulatory Agency has released how much revenue recreational and medicinal marijuana generated last year, and it was more than $3 billion. For comparison, the largest field crop in Michigan is corn, and it's worth an estimated $2 billion, a little over $2 billion. Daniel Paul is the vice president of marketing at Nobo, a cannabis company with cultivation and retail locations in Michigan. He says revenue is pleasantly surprising.
It makes me laugh. Who in the world would be a corn grower today if you could convert over to marijuana and see the prices go up?
And the prices have gone up. Paul says the revenue is strong, and probably because the demand is strong and that it's spread across a wide age demographic. But just because demand is strong, Paul says that doesn't mean every marijuana dispensary is going to be a golden goose. He says the oversaturation of the retail establishments is real, and they're beginning to see the potential for consolidation.
And I think in 24, you'll probably see some consolidation taking place where smaller grows or smaller retail chains decide to hook up with the bigger ones or venture out into new states as they start to come online.
In 2023, the portion of marijuana revenues given back to municipalities was $60 million. Schools received another $70 million, and another $70 million went to the Michigan Transportation Fund. Those amounts are projected to be higher when the distributions are made later this year. Niles Police Department reports they arrested a shooting suspect yesterday after an argument outside Little Caesars Pizza in the 1200 block of 11th Street. Officers say shortly after 10 o'clock in the morning, Niles police officers were dispatched to Little Caesars Pizza for a malicious destruction of property complaint involving two employees who were in a verbal dispute. Moments later, a 911 call was received concerning a subject who had been shot, receiving a non-life-threatening injury, and was hanging out at a nearby Dollar Tree store. We're told officers responded to both locations. The victim was found where he was treated by first responders and transported to the South Bend Memorial Hospital. Police say the suspect was located still at the pizza place and taken into custody. The victim is identified as 34-year-old Mal Durwood Wynn of Niles. Wynn was treated and released. The identity of the suspect will not be released until his arraignment. And a lot of people are incredibly excited about the Detroit Lions making their way into the playoffs. So much so that there's a local radio station, Rock 107 WIRX. They've started a national petition to bring back former Detroit Lions running back Barry Sanders. Plan B morning show host Brock Havens said he and co-host Hunter Wright started the petition asking the Detroit Lions to guarantee that if they make it to the Super Bowl, the legend and NFL Hall of Famer gets to play.
Even though I'm a diehard Packer fan, I think it is only right for us to all come together and make sure that if the Detroit Lions make the Super Bowl, he gets to suit up for at least one play.
Sanders played 10 seasons with the Detroit Lions, but he never had the opportunity to play in the big game. He rushed for more than 15,000 yards, won the NFL's Most Valuable Player award, and was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Given the Lions' performance this year, Haven says he's motivated to see what he calls football justice.
I just searched petition website, change.org, and I put together a petition, an actual petition that people can sign and hopefully make enough noise that if the Lions make it, Barry gets what he deserves.
So there you go. Why not?
I love it.
Why not? You can find the link to the sign the petition in the news story that we posted on our website, WSJM.com.
He probably still has it because I think he retired early.
Yeah.
I think he retired too soon, so I think he's got some tread on those tires.
So you think Barry can go in there and make a difference?
Absolutely.
Okay.
They couldn't touch him when he was playing. I don't think they could. I don't think they would touch him because he's older. They're afraid to hurt him. But I think he's still in great shape, and I think he's still got it.
Yeah, absolutely. In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
We'll catch you up with. I love that that's a news story.
It is. It's a news story. It's a national petition.
I love it. I love
Super Bowl, all that stuff.
And I'm sure Brock loves hearing us talk about him. We'll catch you up with sports here in just a few minutes. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. Single-digit wind chills and winter storms have almost 80 million people in the U.S. under some kind of winter weather alert. ABC.
I wonder if what if the Packers end up making it all the way? Is he going to say, "Well, we need to have Brett Favre suit up for another Super Bowl"? I mean, I'm sure he'll try to do that.
That would be fun.
But no, this is an exciting.
They're all going to be there anyway.
Yeah, this is an exciting time with the way that the playoffs are playing out because you already have one of the teams that was in the Super Bowl last year knocked out. The Eagles out. So the only one still standing is the reigning world champion Kansas City Chiefs. And this round, they might get out.
Oh,
because I think they're playing against the Bills.
Okay.
Which we might talk about that a little bit later. We can talk about it now. The Bills last week they had a bunch of lake effect snow, and now I'm seeing all the lake effect snow that's going to hit us. Usually that makes it across all of the Great Lakes and ends up hitting Buffalo pretty hard as well. And they said already it looks like the Buffalo Bills game might get delayed.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a dome in Buffalo. But yeah, they said there's a possibility. They said on Wednesday or yesterday, it was falling at a rate of 4 inches an hour.
Wow. That's heavy.
Yeah, which could pile up another 3 feet onto onto the 2 that they already got in Buffalo. It forced last weekend's wild card game got pushed to Monday, and fans shoveled out the stadium. I remember that $20 an hour they were gonna spend per person, which honestly, $20 an hour, you're not going to be able to shovel for even an hour.
Well, except for that one guy who was shirtless and was sliding down the snow chute. Did you see that?
I did see that.
It's like, who's that guy?
People over in Buffalo, man, they're a different breed for sure.
But did you see the picture that we put on the news story on the petition for Barry Sanders?
Oh yeah.
We've got a picture of Brock and Hunter Plan B morning show, holding a kind of Detroit Lions blue color hat and a handwritten on it, "Go Lions."
Yep.
And so I asked Brock, what's the story behind that? And he said, well, it's from a previous bet that I lost, that he lost.
With our engineer, Terry Green.
Oh, was that with Terry Green?
Because he's a diehard Lions fan, and they made a bet on
the
one of the
Packers
games,
Lions.
the Packers-Lions game.
Yeah. And the Packers lost, and then the Lions won. And so Brock was forced to wear Lions gear that day.
Yeah.
And he didn't own any, obviously. And he went to the store to find some, and he said, looked at the price tag and said, no, not going to do that. So he went and found a generic blue hat.
Yeah.
And he hand wrote "Go Lions" on it. And he said that hurt the most, having to write "Go Lions."
Yep. I will say jerseys and just team memorabilia and team stuff is just very, very expensive. And I regret, when I was a kid, I had a ton of different jerseys, from Bears jerseys to Bulls jerseys to all these different things. And I got rid of most of them, gave them to my nephew, and he still wears them. And I regret, because now when I want to replenish that supply and get a new jersey of a current player, they're expensive.
Yeah.
They're like over $50.
They're incredibly expensive.
They look cool, but I don't wear jerseys to work.
You should.
Maybe I should.
You should. You can. I think that's part of the dress code.
Is it?
Why not?
Yeah. Well, they say I think in our dress code, it says you're supposed to dress like the lifestyle of the listenership that you talk to, the people that you talk to, the lifestyle. Really, that's anybody. And sports is one of our one part of our name.
Absolutely.
So maybe
sports.
I should just start wearing jerseys all the time.
So news, you can wear a suit and tie.
Yep.
Or something like that. Sports, you can wear a jersey. What do you wear for talk?
Nothing.
Anything?
Nothing. Yeah. You're shirtless.
That's the shirtless part.
Yep.
Yeah,
don't want to do that. Can't be shirtless at work.
So a lot of football this weekend then.
Yeah, I guess this is the divisional. I guess they call this divisional playoffs, and then they're going to decide on who's going to make it all the way. I was talking with people about this. I don't know who's going to make it all the way, because
the Lions.
The Lions are looking good, and the Lions have a good path because they lucked out with getting another home game.
Yep.
Because of the Packers winning. So they end up getting another home game, but they still got to get past the 49ers, and they've got to get past the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So it's going to be a tough road ahead, but they're looking good. They're looking like a very, very good team.
I did a random search because I was curious if astrological stuff is going to line up for the Lions.
Okay.
I haven't seen anything currently, although moon phase affects them greatly, and a couple other alignments.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we'll see if the stars are aligned.
It's a great way to figure out who's going to win stuff. That's what Jocelyn usually does.
Let's put her on this one to figure out if the stars are lined up for the Lions.
I will ask her.
Okay.
She, every time I say, like, who do you think's going to win this game, when I'm doing my sports betting, I usually use her as a reference to say, hey,
Johnny's world,
this team or this team, Bears or Packers, who you picking?
Sports betting.
Yeah, that's how it works. I usually just say, hey, who's going to win out of this one? And usually she'll pick that way. And when we were in college and we used to do the like March Madness and fill out the bracket, she'd usually do pretty well in the bracket challenges, and she'd win money and all that stuff because she would pick well. Yeah.
Okay.
She'd fill out the whole bracket.
Because I'm looking at this from last year. Now, the Lions, they lost on Thanksgiving, right?
I believe so.
And it says here, never bet on the Lions on Thanksgiving when the moon is in a waxing gibbous phase.
Ah, that makes sense.
There was a fan, Sports Illustrated, I don't know if it was a real reporter or an AI, reported that a fan correctly predicted cosmic forces would conspire against the Lions on Thanksgiving because of the moon.
Okay.
So let's see here. Bookmakers and analysts use the astrology. Interesting. I don't know. I'll keep looking at this, but what's the moon going to be? When's the next waxing gibbons?
I'm not sure what the next waxing gibbons is. The
gibbous.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about the gibbons. I thought it was like the waxing of the. Aren't the gibbons? Aren't those the
monkey to primates
aren't
type
they gibbons?
stuff? Yeah, something. I don't know.
Gib. They're gib.
Barry Gibb?
Yeah, Barry Gibb. They're gibbs.
Staying alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a Gibb, Jamar Gibbs
Oh,
is on the team. Anyways, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Teresa.
hey, good morning, Teresa. And
You're-
good morning, Bill.
You're getting exclusive content here on the live stream because we have Always Learning with our friends from Barry and Risa happening right now on the radio. And then here on the live stream, you're getting all kinds of exclusive content as we continue to talk about the petition, the change.org petition that Brock and Hunter from the Plan B Morning Show on Rock 107 WIRX have put out there to say Barry Sanders, retired Hall of Fame Barry Sanders, who actually I have somewhere in my collection of things. I have a Barry Sanders and I believe Herman Moore autographed card, like a picture. It's like a picture I remember when I was a kid, I sent in a letter probably when I was like 3 or probably like 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
And it was like, hey, you can get autographs from these sports ball athletes. And I have it somewhere. And I think the lion, the actual lion signed as well with a paw. And so I've got an autograph somewhere of that. But Barry Sanders, they want him to take at least one snap in the Super Bowl.
You're going to find this unbelievable, but I was working on this last night, posting the story, and I was like, blah, 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 Barry Sanders, blah, blah, blah. Stephanie, because I went home, Stephanie says, oh, yeah, I had dinner with him one time.
Really?
Yeah, it was at a wedding, though. So there's like a group of them around a table.
Still, you're in the same room as him. That's pretty cool.
Well, and that's what I asked.
Yeah.
And she said, no, everyone had pretty much like, they were all big friends. And so nobody thought it was really weird.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Man. He's just hanging out. It's like, oh, who's here on the guest list?
How did he eat? What did he eat?
That's awesome.
Yeah. Did you get his autograph?
No autograph. Yeah, I feel like if you saw a celebrity or athlete at like a wedding or something like that, I think it's a little awkward and probably a little distasteful to just walk up and say, "Hey, will you sign my jersey?
I don't
or you
mind
sign
it.
this for me?"
Yeah, I don't mind it. I'd sign it usually.
Yeah, of course. That's called the check.
Oh, that's the check.
That's the check.
That's how I pay for it.
That's how you have to sign that.
This guy comes up. He's always nice dressed.
Yeah, he's always like, "Please, will you sign this?" So I can go home.
Just to add a couple more numbers.
Oh,
there,
okay. Yeah. Make sure you fill out the number part too. Oh, who you want me to make this out to? Make this out. Just fill in that part that says tip and put whatever you want, but make it big.
Teresa's yelling at Bill. Good morning. Good morning, Bill. And then hello, Diane. Hi, Diane. Good morning.
Good morning. Getting ready to go to New Buffalo.
Yeah.
New Buffalo. I don't know how much snow they got down that way. Dawson was there yesterday. And she said good amount.
I saw that they were somebody termed it this way. They were going to hit the jackpot this weekend with the snow because it's going to come off the lake and hit right in that southeast corner and just come through. So I think variable, it could go up into New Buffalo.
All right.
We'll see.
We'll keep our eyes on the harbor country area.
The snow jackpot.
Yeah, usually, with some of the lake effect snow, it kind of skips over the coastal towns. And then it usually, when I was growing up, always Eau Claire, Dowagiac always got hit way harder. The Waterville even would, the northern part would always get hit pretty hard too. So yeah, we'll see. Brace yourselves. My brother's coming into town from North Carolina.
Does he know about the preconditioning of the battery?
He does.
He does.
Yeah,
Did you ask him
about that? Yeah.
What does he say about that?
He said it's really what the thing is with electric vehicles in general. With this is sort of the people jump right in to the electric vehicle world and don't really pay attention to stuff.
Yeah,
because he said it will do everything for you. Like he said, it's those people that don't put it in their navigation. Because like if you're going to a destination, if you already know where you're going, most of the time you're not going to put it in your GPS and do all that stuff. But with an electric vehicle, it's a better idea to do that because your car is very intuitive and says, all right, you're at 30% battery. You should probably charge when you get to this next destination. And here are the chargers. And what your car will do in that process of going to that destination is it will condition the battery. If you don't do that and you don't put it in your GPS and you just go to the charger, go to whatever restaurant and you try to plug it in, that's when you're going to run into those problems. So he said, as long as you're doing what you should be doing, then you'll be fine. He said, you got to just put it in your destination or where you're going to go. And then your battery will condition itself and get it ready. So,
yeah, I don't like this conditioning. I don't like this conditioning piece. No. Well, because I'm looking at it here.
You just gotta get used to it. I mean, it's just part of the deal. It's just like your iPhone and any phone that you have. You gotta learn your phone and all that stuff is going to do the things that you want it to when you actually learn how to use it. If you learn how to use your electric vehicle the right way, it's just like a gas-powered vehicle. It's a good idea to check your oil. Good idea to check this. It's the same kind of thing.
Well, so the process for an EV of conditioning a battery or reconditioning a battery, reconditioning or preconditioning? Preconditioning. Let's see. Because reconditioning is a whole big thing that I don't like. Oh, it heats or cools the battery to a moderate temperature that allows it to charge better. Yeah. That seems weird.
Yeah, it's like warming up your vehicle. Kind of the same way. Same thought.
So now not only do I have to allocate time for how long I'm going to be at the charging station, I have to allocate backward how much time until I get to the precondition or get to the charging station do I have to hit the preconditioning piece?
Yeah.
That's a lot of thinking.
It is a lot of thinking, but if you simply just like he said, if you simply just say, okay, well, I'm going from, Benton Harbor to South Haven.
Yeah.
Okay. Beep, boop, beep. Right before you start driving, you put in where you're going.
Yeah.
And then it will say, oh, you're going to South Haven. Oh, you have a meeting or something like that, or you're just going to go there for lunch. There happens to be a charger right near the restaurant that you're going to be staying. Oh, you're going to be at the restaurant for half an hour to an hour.
Yeah.
Well, make sure you plug in, and we'll make sure that it's preconditioned and ready to go for you on the way.
So we're talking about lithium-ion batteries, and Bill, who joins us on our live video stream, Bill, if you're listening, the lithium-ion, check me on this, but sometimes if the charge in your lithium-ion for a radio-controlled car gets too low, it won't charge appropriately, or sometimes your chargers, the safety feature will kick on and say, I'm not going to charge you at all.
Right.
And there's a hack.
There is a hack.
There's a hack. So you force charge it.
Okay.
There's a special secret sauce to do that. You force charge it just a little bit incrementally up so it gets within the range to where it needs to be. Then you go back to the regular charging and it charges it just fine. I wonder if the same is going to be true on the EVs.
I'm sure.
And I think that's basically what preconditioning is it warms it up to a certain. I didn't know about the cool it though.
I don't either. Because I don't have an EV, but
because if you live in Arizona or New Mexico or Texas during the heat wave,
right? You want to cool it down.
Yikes.
And I wonder if I'd have to ask him is if on your phone, like at least for the iPhone, they have the thing where you go to your battery settings and you can see what your battery life is.
Yeah.
It'll say, oh, well, your battery is 80%.
Okay.
Which even though you charge it all the way to 100, when you plug it into the charger, your battery life really has gone down to the 80%.
See, now that's what I think I found earlier was the reconditioning. And the reconditioning of a battery is where you dump the charge entirely.
Oh.
So that it charges up more fully. Because if you start, it used to be, I don't know if they do this anymore, but it used to be you could almost set a memory with your battery by charging it prematurely.
Okay.
I don't know that that's a thing anymore with the newer phones.
Yeah, I know mine says maximum capacity of this phone, had it for quite a few years, is 83%. So even if I'm charging it up to 100%, the real, I guess, life of it. That's why a lot of times your battery, you're like, man, when I get a brand new phone, I can charge that thing once. I got that battery the whole day, maybe even 2 days sometimes.
Yeah.
And then as your phone gets older, you're like, man, I got to plug it in like once or twice throughout the day, depending on how much I'm using it. And it's because of your battery life.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Talking batteries, it's battery talk today.
Yeah. Bill says, you missed some sports on this show. Did we miss some sport? We missed some sports, or like you miss us talking about sports? And then Diane says sports all afternoon here. Yeah, we've got everything: the news, talk, and sports. That's what we try to cover. We try to cover
Oh, we
all of
missed
those
sports on
things.
this show. No, we have sports. We have a sports report. What, twice an
Yeah,
hour?
we do, and we were just talking about sports ball. So,
What more
anyways,
sports? We could talk pickleball.
You know, we should talk pickleball because
Yeah.
I saw something the other day that I think it's somewhere here in Michigan. It's the Kalamazoo or Grand Rapids that I saw that they're opening a pickleball like restaurant. Like a brewery is going to have a pickleball court in it, which to me I think is a great idea. Pickleball has become so popular across all age groups because it's been popular for a while with the older population, some of the older population. Some people are like, well, I'm getting too old to move around to play tennis, but this pickleball thing is pretty cool and very popular. So.
Yeah, I'm looking. I think that'll be one of my things for 2024. I will try pickleball.
Oh, Bill wants us to cover. See, there's sports and then there's like different levels of sports. He said you don't cover supercross and you don't cover stock cars.
I agree with him. We need to do some more racing stuff, some more engine sports.
We have the final lap that plays in the 5 p.m. hour that talks about racing. It's about a 2.5 minute report on what's going on in the world of racing.
Really?
NASCAR to
get out of
all
here.
Kinds of stuff, and that plays right before I got something to say. So.
I am embarrassed to say I have not heard that. I even listened yesterday and I didn't hear it.
Oh, did you listen at like 5:28?
I was here. Yeah, I was here.
You were here.
I was
probably
here.
Just listened to it.
I was probably focused on something else.
It was there. It was like you go sports. So you go your news or the 5 o'clock news when Andrew's doing it, and then it goes to
a whole bunch
sports,
of different things.
ABC sports from ABC, and then some commercials, and then there's the final lap. With Kerry Murphy, I believe, is the guy who does that report. And it's a good report because even when stock car racing and NASCAR is going on, but even in the off season, they talk about all kinds of different stuff as teams are getting ready for the next season.
Yeah.
Which is the NASCAR season? Is that over with now? I knew it was getting real close to being done. I think the championship. Teresa leaving us early. She said, "You have a great day. My battery is dying, and you guys are just talking about batteries."
Oh no!
So this is your reminder to plug in your phone or computer or whatever you're watching this live stream on.
Thank you. Let's see. NASCAR has a defined season, and it's a long one. 38 races spanning 10 months.
Yeah,
that's not a season. That's a year.
That's like longer than baseball.
Yeah,
man.
That's funny.
Yeah, they stretch that out.
Good.
Because once they take a time off, Daytona, he says, is in 3 or 4 weeks. So I don't know if I could go to I've been to a NASCAR race, but I did not go to the race, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
When I was over in Delaware, I was at the Monster Mile. And I had to spend most of the day doing a live broadcast for the Delaware Office of Highway Safety.
Oh.
And so I was doing interviews and all kinds of stuff. I interviewed some of the race car drivers, some of the it was what you would call like it was like that Saturday race. I think at one point it was called like the Busch Series. It was the younger guys and gals that drive, and I interviewed some of those people and some other people involved in that. So that was fun, but I never actually went to the race, and I regret it. I've been on the racetrack actually driving a car, but I didn't go to that race that they had. But anyways,
I love racing.
I know you do because you got that fancy car. All right, let's get back to the show here.
Show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
Here we go. We're doing the live stream as well. And, every time we're going in between, I always wait till like the final seconds right before we got to go back on the radio to get back on there. So I have to almost like half the time I either have to stop talking or you have to stop talking right in the middle of saying something. But you'll get exclusive content. A lot of the stuff that happens in between all the stuff that we do on the show, you can check out the live stream and be sure to subscribe to the YouTube, like us on our Facebook page, because you get notified as soon as we go live, usually every morning around 7:00. So if you want to check that out, encourage you to do so.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine run across our broadcast on Facebook.
Yeah.
And he said, I just sat there and watched you for an hour. Thanks. I'll have to save this link.
Yeah.
It's like, well, darn straight you should.
Yeah.
So, hello, Bala, if you're watching.
I had a buddy one time. He's like, I would listen to your show if I could watch it. And I was like,
oh,
weird that you'd say something like that, but it makes total sense. So yeah, you can watch and listen, or if you're listening, whatever you want to do.
A service we provide for you.
Absolutely. Today we do have some snow that we're dealing with, and
we call it snow around here.
Yeah, 1 to 3 inches possible throughout the morning. Is it still? Yeah, it's still coming down. High 24 today. Later tonight, we're looking at cloudy skies, some more snow developing. The big thing in the news, at least weather-wise, is the winter storm watch is in effect from 10 p.m. tonight all the way till 7 a.m. on Saturday morning. So between these next couple of days, they say could get 8 to 12 inches of lake effect snow. So, yep, we're not done.
At least the temperatures are not deadly. And we can get out there.
Yeah.
As deadly, I should say.
I'm okay with
we can get out there and shovel.
I'm okay when it's around like that, a little below freezing, between 20 and 30.
Yeah,
and
that's reasonable.
I'd rather get more snow than get those temperatures that we had this past weekend it's 0 or it's negative wind chills. Yeah, I'm on board with the 20 below or 20 degrees, not below.
20 above.
20 above, but not below.
Now I feel like after the last few days of the tons of snow and really, really cold temperatures that didn't allow anything to melt, I feel like we now know what it's like to live in a northern European country. Because you always see it, how beautiful it is, and their roads are always completely white, and they have the big walls of snow.
Right.
I think that's what we have right now.
Sure.
Until it melts, and then it'll be messy.
We got a lot to get to yet. Let's find out what's happening in the news this morning.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Good morning. Here's some of the local headlines we're following for you today. National organizations are putting the word out that the donated blood supply is critically low in many places across the United States right now. A number of areas are seeing emergency appeals for more donations. We checked in on Southwest Michigan. Locally, Joe Brown is the director of lab services at Corewell Health. He says their day-to-day supply is stocked, but they'd like to see more donations. If you're interested in donating blood, you can find the story on our website, WSJM.com. Click the Versity link and find the nearest blood drive or donation center near you.
Okay.
Michigan's State Superintendent of Public Instruction, Dr. Michael Rice, is asking state lawmakers to pass legislation requiring the parents of homeschool children to register with the government, the state government. That proposal is opposed by State Representative Brad Paquette, a former teacher who says registration is unnecessary. Now, Rice says knowing where all children are enrolled in an educational setting is an issue of public safety. Paquette says when he was chair of the Education Committee a couple of years back, they provided funding for school district to do just that thing, to conduct outreach to homeschool students. He sees this layer of registration as a first step toward regulating homeschool possibly out of existence. And Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer is set to deliver her 6th State of the State speech next week. We asked State Representative Pauline Wenzel what she thinks the governor will address. She said it's primarily going to be a victory lap, a lot of spiking of the football, so to speak, and she's not looking forward to it. So she says that the Democrat majority has hurt Michigan, and she pointed specifically to energy policy. She's talked a lot about that with us, about how some of the legislation, the laws that have been implemented will come back and perhaps result in higher utility rates and a less reliable service grid. So we talked a little bit further with Representative Wenzel. We'll bring more of that interview to you at 8 o'clock. In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
Dave Wolf has sports here in just a few minutes. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the state.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Beth Fisher. Sad news coming out of Fraser, where an 86.
You know,
I tell you, sitting in our rocking chairs. I was actually surprised of the low amount of closings and cancellations we had, because we've had for the past few days a large list,
Oh, yeah.
and to only see 2 of them on there, I was a little surprised.
Is it because the temperature got up to the point above where the de-icer starts working?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of that. I think, but the thing that I was expecting, because we woke up this morning to a good amount of snow, a couple inches. I thought, well, are the road crews going to have enough time to clear a lot of this stuff out? But it's like powder. Like when I was brushing off my car this morning, it took all of like a minute just to go, whew, and it just came right off.
Yeah.
So
I like
so
that.
that was nice, instead of the scraping and the brushing and all that stuff. Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah.
Anyways, what's everybody else doing? How many inches of snow did you guys get over the overnight? What'd you get? You said there was a good
like
amount.
it was either, I mean, at least an inch, maybe 2.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, because like I said, when I walked in last night,
Mm-hmm.
no problem walking through the snow. The shoveled areas were still shoveled.
Sure.
Walking out this morning, the snow was wet too, because it
yeah.
balled up under my feet.
Oh man.
Yeah, it seemed to be a lot.
And so you stepped outside with regular shoes on, not boots.
I did that.
And then you didn't step back inside and say, nope, I need to call an audible here.
I need to be here by a certain time.
Sure.
I put this on myself, and so I did consider going back in and getting the right shoes, and then I said no.
What you need to do is be like Brock and from Rock 107. I know we've been talking about him a lot, but what he does is he has work shoes.
Oh.
Like shoes that he wears just in here. And they're like slippers. They're like house slippers, because apparently.
Oh.
So he'll have shoes.
Those,
he'll have shoes here.
I like that.
And then so he'll wear the boots or whatever.
It's
so
still a lot of work, though. I got to take off the shoes.
Yeah, it is.
Are you familiar with Twitch, Amazon's live streaming service?
Yeah, I've been on Twitch before.
You see what happened yesterday?
No, what happened?
They
with
laid
Twitch?
off 35% of their staff.
Oh man.
Just over 500 employees.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because Twitch used to be independent of itself, and then they were bought out by Amazon. So I'm wondering are they going to like consolidate some things and make Twitch something else?
It's interesting that in how many decades we've had the internet around, there are still companies that fail to figure out the profit model.
Right.
I mean, it's true, right? Because a lot of folks are struggling with that. Amazon says it receives over 35 million daily visitors, but they've still failed to turn a profit.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It must cost a lot to run that stuff,
I guess.
because they're not turning a profit.
Well, and when somebody is on Twitch, when they're a big Twitch streamer, do they run ads and stuff like before? Because like on YouTube, if you're doing, even whether you're doing YouTube live or you're doing a YouTube show, where they're making the money, not only YouTube but also the people on it, is because of those ads that are inserted into the thing. Do they do that on Twitch? I haven't been on Twitch enough to watch.
Honestly, I don't know. I've not watched Twitch enough. I
think there's one pre-roll or whatever they call it.
The pre-roll.
But not much in between anything.
Like when they break the action. And that's probably one of the issues with their model is Twitch is used a lot by video gamers. That's what I'm familiar with is the video gamers. They sit there and they stream and they do stuff, and you can't break that action. People are watching, and a crucial moment comes along and you break the action, you're going to lose a lot of people.
Yeah.
People are going to be angry. But their CEO put in a blog post. I regret having to share that we're taking the painful step to reduce our headcount by just over 500 people across Twitch. Despite efforts to cut costs, Clancy says that Dan Clancy is the CEO, says the organization is still meaningfully larger than it needs to be given the size of our business.
Oh, wow.
It's the second round of layoffs for Twitch in less than a year.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're right. A lot of gamers will use Twitch.
Sports folks.
Sports, yeah, a lot of sports radio stations will have those. I think we've thought about putting ourselves on Twitch.
Let's do it.
I think
they're
now,
still there.
if they're still there, I was like, oh, we should be on Twitch. And then wait a minute, if Twitch is laying off a bunch of people, are we even going to have anything to stream to?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people watching it.
It'll be interesting to see when the big consolidation happens, if that happens, because it typically happens.
Especially, I mean, because you're seeing that the process is always the same. A big company comes in, takes over another company that was successful. They, of course, put their people in there to try and figure out their processes and how to make it better. And then, they start getting rid of people. And then they're like, you know what? Just like what we heard earlier this week about Uber getting rid of what was that company called?
Drizzly.
Yeah. They got rid of that because it was almost like, well, we're doing the same thing.
Yeah, it was a layer on top that was, that just wasn't profitable.
So I'm wondering if they'll just kind of put it under Twitch. The thing is Twitch has such a good brand recognition, name recognition too. I don't know if they'll get rid of it completely, but I'm just thinking of like, why don't they have like a Prime Live or something like that? They'll just end up doing something along those lines, maybe.
You know what their problem is they're majority male. As of December 2023, 7 in 10 online visitors to Twitch were men.
Okay.
Women only accounted for 27%.
So we need more women watching Twitch?
Apparently. Yeah.
All right.
Got to even that out.
Maybe they'll end up finding people that are that women like, maybe certain shows that women like will start being on Twitch. I don't know what those are, but
what demographic uses Twitch? The largest demographic, 16 to 24, 41% of users.
When are they going to put like home improvement and cooking shows like Great British Bake Off? Can you put that on Twitch?
16 to 24-year-old males don't want that. They want their video games. They want their sports. What else do they want?
Some
16-year-old males.
Well, they want some 18 plus stuff is probably what they want to watch.
No.
Anyways,
not safe for Twitch.
Yeah. Anyways, they're So we'll see.
Only 7% of their users are between the ages of 45 and 54.
Okay. All right. We are streaming on our not on Twitch, but we are on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Feel free to like, subscribe, whatever, because like you said, you had a friend stumble upon the show and said, hey, I'm going to start watching this on a regular basis.
Absolutely.
So we've got a lot of our regulars, so thank you for hanging out with us. We'll get back to the show here in just a moment, get a check on our weather and see what Carrie Peugeot's saying with all the snow that we're supposed to be getting. Snowmageddon or Snownami or Snownado even.
The Snownados.
New snow falling this morning. We're looking at 1 to 3 inches of fresh accumulation. This means snow on the roads and slick driving for the start of the day. This afternoon, we're down to just cloudy skies and a high of 24. Tonight, down to 13 with snow showers again. And we'll see 1 to 3 inches of system snow tomorrow morning, followed up by lake effect in the afternoon. I'm WSBT 22 Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
You can be part of the show anytime. You can call 925-WSJM. You can email letstalk@WSJM.com. We're on our Facebook, YouTube, and X if you want to watch the live stream and see how this fine award-winning program operates behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like getting a peek under the hood, seeing how this baby purrs.
At some point, we should probably set up a contest where we offer prizes for people who can tell us what do they see in the background. Like, for instance, when I'm drinking my coffee, what brand is my coffee cup?
Oh, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
I like that idea. And
we can
also,
give prizes away.
Why aren't we using our Jonny and Ken limited edition coffee cups every morning? We should probably be using those.
Do those hold enough?
They hold like 6 ounces,
okay,
probably.
Because so we got a lot of coffee.
We'd have to go to the refill station here quite a few times.
I think that's what they want us to do.
Well, that's why we put it so close to the show.
Yeah.
But did you see this Snownado? We were just talking about this before we jumped on. Snownado actually showed up at a ski resort in Colorado.
No.
Yeah.
What happened? Was it serious?
They were the skiers were at least caught off guard, they say,
Okay.
with the snow tornado, also known as the snow devil,
Oh, snow devil.
kicked up on the slopes. They say it's super rare and basically a cousin of the summertime tornado. There were avalanche warnings that day, and the wind shear kicked up the snow in a huge vertical column. Luckily, there were no injuries, but they did say it was pretty cool to look at.
Yeah.
When you got some fresh powder, man, skiing the slopes.
He's going through the moguls, and I saw
Can you imagine?
Snownado.
Can you imagine going down a slope and all of a sudden in behind you or ahead of you is this whirlwind of snow NATO?
Yeah.
I don't think I would ski or snowboard ever again in my life.
Well, I'm picturing something akin to a dust devil. It's harmless.
Yeah.
If you were to ski right through it, it'd be fine. But if it's closer to a tornado type deal,
Right.
that'd be something.
You caught up in that,
Like
man?
a water
Oof.
tunnel. What do they call it? The little water spouts?
Yeah, the water spout things.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
No,
A couple of trees flying around in it, a bear.
I will. A bear, yeah, just bears, wolves, rabbits,
Just
all
like
kinds of
Sharknado,
stuff.
just
Yeah.
like Sharknado, except it's Snownado.
Other
Got a
things,
new movie idea right there.
I think it's a great idea. Other things going on in the news. Couple of the Royals in the hospital. What's going on
I'm
with
very
them?
concerned about this.
Yeah, you're a Royal watcher.
I am a Royal watcher. I do search out, and I rarely find good podcasts about the Royals, but this actually came through the news. Associated Press reporting King Charles and the Princess of Wales are both dealing with different medical issues that are forcing them to go to the hospital.
Man,
yeah, they've had to delay their previously planned public engagements. King Charles, have to mention him first because he's the king.
Yeah.
King Charles will undergo a corrective procedure for an enlarged prostate next week. Buckingham Palace said the king's condition is benign and typical for somebody who's over the age of 50.
Okay.
But moments earlier, and this was a big surprise, the princess's office announced that Princess Kate would remain at a private hospital in London for up to 2 weeks after undergoing planned abdominal surgery.
What?
So this was just sprung on people all of a sudden that not only would Kate be in the hospital for a little bit, not only would she not have public engagements probably until Easter.
Oh, wow.
Of this year to allow for recovery,
Sure.
but that she had already underwent a planned abdominal surgery. What it is for, we don't know. Yeah.
I have a planned abdominal surgery to take all the fat out of it.
I don't think she has to worry about that.
For me, it's an exploratory surgery to figure out where the abs went. Well, that's weird.
So
I've never heard of an abdominal, an elective abdominal surgery.
Yeah. So while it's somewhat unusual for members of the royal family to release details about their health, the twin announcements may help avoid speculation if there are events featuring Charles or Kate have to be postponed or canceled over the coming weeks. So they're kind of getting people set for that. The publicity around the king's surgery is seen as an opportunity to encourage men to have their prostates checked in line with public health advice. He is 75 years old. He sought treatment for a condition that's common with thousands of men.
Now, does it work like it does here? Like, so if
the prostate?
Yes. Does the prostate work like it does here? It's a different. It's the European model.
Yes, yes, it does.
What are we, 12? What is going on here?
I don't know.
No, does it where like if the president of the United States goes under the knife, just even for a routine thing, if he's put asleep for an anesthesia, then the vice president basically has the power for that time. Does that happen with the royals? Like,
it's a great question. I don't know
because they're not really in power. It's a monarchy.
Well, sure, but I mean, I would think there are day-to-day decisions that the king is making as far as where to lend support or where to not, or what to advise people to do. And so I would imagine a lot of that can probably be postponed, but somebody has to be ready to go.
Yeah.
The prince, I get Harry's not going to be called on.
Right.
So, but yeah, I'm sure that they're keeping his son in constant contact of what it is that's going on.
Gotcha. Well, we wish them both well and speedy recovery for both of those things.
And I mean, you do think that if something were to happen to the king, this was something they were talking about the other day when the king was coronated.
Yeah,
his coronation. They spent hundreds, well, probably not hundreds, but probably
tons of money,
close to over $100 million on the coronation. Prince William, they're thinking that he may have a much more modest coronation if it's sooner rather than later.
Okay.
So maybe he's doing some budget work while the king is getting some surgery.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like, well, if we do this, we can have a nice ceremony.
Because at one point, the money's going to run out, right? The royal money, it never runs out.
Well, I mean, because there's a stipend.
It's old money. Yeah. All right.
It's old money. They have good investment advisors.
Okay. They got the jewels, the family jewels.
They have jewels and crowns.
Yeah,
and
all that stuff.
All right. Whiskey, the Irish whiskey.
Right. Yeah. All right. Well, coming up here in just a little bit, we got your Moody on the Market update. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
Well, financial advisory, when it's important to you, it's important to.
All right.
So Prince, I'm sorry, not Prince, but King Charles undergoing surgery for prostate.
Yep.
Kate Middleton, Princess Kate, undergoing some sort of planned abdominal surgery. Not clear what that was. I was thinking that Meghan Markle probably undergoing surgery to get this, stick out of her. I'll stop there.
Hey now.
I'll stop there.
Hey now. You're not a Meghan Markle fan?
Oh no.
No.
I don't think so.
All right.
Come over from America to the UK and try to tell them what to do with the royalty.
All right. Quick check on our comments before we jump back in this. Diane says she can't zoom in to see the name on the coffee cup.
Oh,
so
should I do it?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, there it is, right there.
They're not going to win any prizes.
No, not today.
Not today.
Not today.
So yeah, it's a Yeti.
It's a Yeti. Got this at local sporting goods store.
Diane also did say that she did drive through a Dust Devil once.
Oh,
she said had no idea how strong they are.
And was it strong? Yeah. It must have been stronger than she thought. Obviously. Huh.
Never been in a tornado. Never been in a hurricane. Any of those things.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, Diane saw it. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
She's writing that down just in case.
All right. Get your Moody on the Market update here in just a second. Hope everybody's going to drive safe today. A lot of people, I would say, as my drive-in, people were cautiously driving.
Good.
I wouldn't say driving too slow.
Okay.
I think they were driving to the speed of the conditions. I think they were right.
It only takes 5 or 6 days before it sinks in.
Then, of course, there was one guy that was in a truck and did like a triple pass.
A what?
A triple pass. Because there was like me and then the two cars in front of me driving slower. And I was considering passing one, but the other car that was in front of the car in front of me was moving too slow. And there was not enough of a good gap.
Oh, no.
So I was like, I don't really want to do a double pass.
Yeah.
But then the truck was attempting the triple pass, but then there was a car coming. And he's like, nope, I'm going to move over. So it's like, be safe and only.
What in the world are people thinking?
I don't know, man.
It's 94.9 WSJM.
When you want to know Southwest Michigan's business, check it out at moodyonthemarket.com and the Moody on the Market app. Stay in the know with all kinds of different stuff, including the Moody on the Move series and our awards program that includes 40 under 40 best places to work and bold women of business, all right there on the app and at moodyonthemarket.com. Your update brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
And in mid-February, 4 African-American mayors from across Michigan are going to be right here in Benton Harbor to take part in a panel discussion focused on leadership, challenges faced, and navigating the responsibilities of being an African-American leader in today's society, in what organizers are calling a groundbreaking move toward fostering empowerment and driving positive change. The Michigan Black Summit is hosting a discussion featuring the mayors of Benton Harbor, Ypsilanti, Lathrop Village, and Highland Park.
Now, Trenton Bowens is the executive director of Neighbors Organizing Against Racism, or NOR, and co-chair of the Michigan Black Summit, and emphasized the significance of this event. He said this Michigan Black Summit will learn from and gain knowledge and wisdom from other communities and understand how Black leaders across the state lead, navigate, and empower the communities they live in. Bringing together 4 Black mayors in Benton Harbor for an empowering discussion is unprecedented.
Yeah, so it's coming up. We've got more information on that event at moodyonthemarket.com. The featured mayors, Mayor Marcus Mohammed here from Benton Harbor, of course, Mayor Nicole Brown from Ypsilanti, Mayor Kelly Garrett from Lathrop, and Mayor Glenda McDonald from Highland Park. It's going to be Friday, February 16 at noon at Lake Michigan College Grand Upton Hall.
All right.
So if you want more information, check out the news story that we have posted on our website, moodyonthemarket.com.
And your update brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
We're watching over you. IMS Insurance.
All right.
Oh,
That wraps us up for this morning on the live stream. Thanks to everybody for hanging out with us and talking about all kinds of different stuff. And Bill will try to do our best to insert more racing talk in there at some point throughout the day.
yeah. No, I'm looking it up right now. But he may not appreciate, because I do like Formula One. I do like the IndyCar series.
I do enjoy that.
Yeah.
I enjoy, and at one point, one of my brothers and I really wanted to become rally racers.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot of fun.
He said, when I retire from the Air Force,
yeah.
we're going to be rally racers. So
See-
that happens in a couple of years. So I may be quitting and becoming a rally. I
no
want to be
need to quit. No need to quit. I mean, we'll just do the rally racing, because I'm going to be part of your team.
Okay.
We're going to do the rally racing and the show
Okay.
at the same time.
Yeah, because you wear radios and microphones. So,
Absolutely.
So yeah, we can do the show.
All the time. And, we're good at getting sponsors and all that kind of stuff.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's always been fun to me.
You have to make your car kind of ugly if you're a rally racer.
Oh, of course.
Because otherwise people are going to go walk by and say, oh, that's a NASCAR.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
That set in yet? Was that good?
Oh,
All right.
It was. I chose to ignore it.
That's a NASCAR.
I chose to ignore it and thought that it would just. When you kind of just,
because NASCAR is another thing, right? And
when you don't look at something and you hope that it just goes away, that's sort of what I was doing there.
I saw that.
So, all right, everybody, have a great day.
See you guys.
We'll talk to you soon, and be safe.